Hello. So it makes real sense while I'm up at the caravan, just finishing my porridge, that I tell you about a project that we're building called rattlr. And this is what she looks like. Well, this is not the real thing, obviously, this is a prototype. And rattlr is something that I've been thinking about for since about 2008, so quite some time. This is a laser cut wooden prototype, initial prototype, and it's not completely feature packed as yet. In fact, I don't know if you can see, but all my little writing and stuff on the side and on the front and the back. Basically, it's a mobile command center, social media command center, and it has two bits. This is one side of it. If you imagine the other side of it like that, which then makes it a plinth for you to work at. And it's something that I've been wanting to build for the longest time, trying to find partners to build flight cases with. And the problem with that is we have met many flight case people in the past, and they do a wooden version as a certain standard, and we can have it made like this. Custom work obviously costs more, and so we hit a few barriers with that in terms of costs and money, and we just didn't really have the skills to design it, I guess, at the time. That's probably about 3 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, when we went over to Tamworth, which is not far away from here actually, to a company that makes them. We've been making them for years. So recently, because we moved over to Derby, Project rattlr, as it's called, RATTLYLR, has come about because of the silk mill. And the silk mill in Derby has got a kind of maker space with CNC router and laser wood cutter and vinyl cutter and 3D printer and all sorts of stuff. And so we've joined derbymakers, and between myself and Daniel Rose, Dan has done all the mock-up sketching and stuff and everything, because he's Mr. Precise and gets it right. And I'm just like a bull in a china shop, and I'm just like, let's print it, let's do it. So yeah, it's an amazing cut. It's an amazingly accurate laser, as you'd expect a laser to be. And it's just really nice to actually have a physical object in my hand to play with over the weekend. So I'm going to give you a bit of a rundown as to what the box does. I'm just going to switch to the other camera. I'm running my GoPro 3 through the Blackmagic Design Intensity, so you can kind of see it. I don't know if I can, maybe I should put it back here. So the height of this, that's quite light actually. Let me just turn this mic down as well. So the height of this is the normal height of a stand for somebody to stand against, so they can put their arm on the top of here. And the idea being is that as practitioners, as brand advocates for a brand, is that we can go on site and send this box ahead of time to the location. All of our kit's in there, so the tripod, Wi-Fi, power, advertising, all the screens, iPad stands, live streaming camera, USB power strip to power things up, little space on the side for you to put all your power, charge all your units in there. And the idea is that we send it ahead of time, and it turns up in the sort of concierge in the front of house. They take it in, we travel down as normal with just a backpack and our clothes. Well, we could put our clothes in the other side of the rattlr box, and when we get down there, we go and pick it up, literally wheel it into the venue, open it up. We have a presentation set. We have where we can record out, we can interview, we can have two people talking about various things. So we can do our shows mobile, about Twitter and crowdfunding and things like that. They can be used for events, so you can have iPads on top for checking people in, or people using it as a bit of a charging station. It can also be used as an advertising box. You can decouple the two from each other, flip it round, have the screens advertising or promoting or showing some of the stuff we're working on, like Cast, which is a completely different video altogether. And you can reconfigure the stuff inside as you want. Over the weekend, I've been sort of looking at this, and I've been thinking about the internals and how we're going to change. How we're going to change the screen layout to have a big screen and maybe two screens, or two screens across with another shelf at the top. and these shelves at the bottom also can have like 3 shelves in. And I've been thinking about power and batteries and the airflow, you know, from individual drawers in the bottom, so the airflow sort of cut out holes through each drawer, so we put a fan that pulls it through, but also that these drawers are hot swappable as well, so if something goes wrong with the batteries, we can literally pull out this drawer, put in another drawer with replacement kit. And the idea is obviously for us to build one for ourselves to start with, but we want to kickstart this, we want to put this out on Kickstarter, so expect a video and a Kickstarter project soon. And I think we're going to probably put it on for 60 days and see where we go with it. But I'm really keen to get something made in Derby, bring back all the old coach builders, put Derby on the map for sort of city of inventors again, and just, you know, get some global support for this. One of the stretch goals that I'm thinking of for the box is that we open source it, so you literally will get all the design plans of what we've made so far, in the hope that people will feed back as a community and say, hey, I've built another bit for here, or I've built another frame for here. Another thing I should mention, the idea with this is to also make it off-grid as well as on-grid. So we're going to have another sort of board that goes in here, which will have a solar panel on, flexible solar panel. It could be a static one, but the flexible ones are thinner and sort of foldable, so we can always roll it up. You pull that out, it's got 45-degree angle feet on it, so that you can charge this thing completely off-grid. And, you know, we've wanted something like this for the longest time. We've gone to conferences and exhibitions, and they charge you £300 for a power socket and £100 more for Wi-Fi, 1 meg of Wi-Fi, or if you want 2 meg, you have to. The business model doesn't work for me. So I really like the idea of building our own box, something that we can send to South by. You know, imagine South by Southwest either pushing this around from venue to venue and open it up, and you have a set. Brands would love it, Samsung, people like that. You could just literally let them rent it for the day, or different brands rent it at different times. This box will be smart enough to know where it is. We'll be able to track it, and also if it knows where it is, it can change the content to suit. So yeah, it'll carry all your tripods. It's going to have Wi-Fi for up to 20 users. I'm really excited about it. I mean, you could probably tell from my voice, but like, this is the culmination of my thought process since 2008. So what's that, like 6 years? So yeah, it's something that we finally got to build at the Silk Mill in Derby, and love being part of the Derby Makers, because they're all a friendly bunch, and hoping to bring this to you soon. So do keep an eye on it. I'm really going to need your support and help for the Kickstarter, and I think it's got legs. I think that there's a lot of people worldwide that would want a sort of ready to go off-grid, on-grid box for social media capture, for brand advocates. If you're a chief exec, you know, you want to know where your people are, what they're doing, what they're capturing. This rattlr could be that. It's a smart box, portable command center for social media and more. Actually started thinking about this as off-grid last night as well. So wouldn't it be cool if you could have a way of putting like a tent over the two pieces? The two pieces sort of split out, and you put a roof over the top of them. So if you get in a bit of a bind at an event, or you get too drunk, you can just roll this around to a car park somewhere and open it up and put a tent over the top of it. That's what I was thinking. But yeah, things like iPads with sync with the screens, schedules, you know, you could use this in the foyer of events and things like that. So really excited to bring this to you. I should have recorded something before now, but I didn't have a physical object to show you. And this tiny little prototype is the start of something awesome, I think. So do follow along. You can follow along at Phil Campbell on Twitter, but we do have a page for rattlr as well. I think it's rattlr as a Twitter account, and we'll have a separate project blog, I'm sure, pretty soon. But I'll tweet you about it when I have. That's it for now. I'll catch up with you soon. Cheers.